In this video we are turning some iconic football jerseys pink, but we are also designing brand new unique kits for both clubs and national teams, famous and underrated ones too. We are creating pink shirts you wouldn't be embarrassed to wear. We've got a lot of designs today, probably our personal record, so enjoy. We'll kick things off with FC Barcelona. We'll create 4 or 5 different concepts. First, a quick project, which is swapping their 23-24 season jersey. Preparing the base went smoothly. Basically, in the first version, these stripes will be light pink and black. We are putting in all the logos, number and the player name on the back, and we run into a problem: the visibility of the text. We wanted to use only these two colors, so the only option was to go with these glossy black elements, and done. Quick redesign, front and back. Here is the second version for comparison, because black still, doesn't really fit Barca that well. But we also wanted to make something completely unique. We got rid of the stripes and logos entirely. The whole shirt will be pink. Barca has had pink jerseys in its history, but they are very, very boring, and I don't like that color, to be honest. We wanted to refer the region's symbolism, and looking at the coat of arms of Barcelona, these elements caught my eye. This is going to be a really good idea. So I cut them out, edited them, arranged them into a pattern, applied it to the shirt, very nice, but maybe without the sleeves. But actually it was kind of boring. Many shirts use those shiny patterns, so we tried to simulate that. Collar and cuffs will be white. Let's also add all the logos. Back the same. Player, Lamine Yamal, of course, there is no other option. And this is how the finished pink design looks. Rafinha would look epic in it. But that's not all, wait a second. That's how the leaked Barca home kit for the next season looks like, and we decided to redesign this one as well. Here is how it turned out, also interesting in my opinion. Front and back, all the shirts side by side for comparison for a little while, and now time for a very, very quick project, an idea we came up with at the end. So let's go to Italy. Not to Milan, to Como. The Como Lake is beautiful, but Como's kits are the worst in the whole league. So we designed a base with all the logos, name, number, and so on. We wanted to include the lake motif. It took us a while to find the right picture. We wanted to achieve that, dreamy lake vibe. This was the first rough version. Not that good. We took a different picture, edited the colors, changed the color of the details, even the Adidas stripes, as you can see. The same pattern on the back of the shirt, and boom, done. Dreamy vibe Como jersey. A lot of people hate pink kits, so let us know what you think about them. There will be one more lesser known club today and a lesser known national team. But first, England. We tried to make something similar to this jersey, but it came out pretty bad. So we had to come up with something else. I was scrolling Google and came across this vintage jersey, and I instantly knew I wanted to see it pink. I prepared the base, placed all the logos, but slightly edited. Number, of course, David Beckham is the only logical choice. Let's make the number look better, and as you can see, this jersey had stripes in the background, so I quickly recreated them and applied them to the sleeves and back and front of the shirt. We're also missing those side elements. I added them and I really like it. As a little detail, I added the England flag here, inspired of course by the original design. Stripes on the sleeves, and boom, design is ready. Creating these vintage concepts is really fun, so I deleted all the elements and decided to make one more design. This time the sleeves will be white. We'll get rid of the text and put in this logo instead, and as the main motif we'll place stripes inspired by the England flag. So as you can see, I changed some details like colors or size of the logos too, and the concept was ready. Minimalistic, but I also really like it. But I wouldn't be me if I didn't design something more complex. Let's go back to this mockup, and when I think of that pink vibe, I usually think of flowers, and the crest has quite a few roses over here, so I grabbed a Tudor rose from the internet and started arranging it into different compositions, changing the colors and so on. I ended up with something like this, pretty lame. It had to be something more, delicate, so I spent a lot of time looking for the right color palette and ended up with this design. I really think for the England women's national team this would be perfect. Let us know which design you like the most. Here is a little comparison. We are waiting for your comments. And if you need some professional mockups, you can grab them from Sports Templates with 10% off using the code Dribbler10. You can even get templates for cool animated graphics there, link in the description. So now we are flying to Brazil. Last time we designed a few cool kits for Flamengo, but you asked about Fluminense, so curious. This will be a very quick project because most of the jerseys usually look like like this. We quickly created similar pattern, put it on the jersey and changed the colors like that. All the logos have to be pink too, of course, and this is how the basic concept turned out. With the number in the middle instead of a sponsor because we also want to make vintage ones. The second color version looks like this. Pink and green go together really well in my opinion, at least in this case. And here are the mentioned vintage versions of the same design. Also the second one, we didn't want to mess around anymore since a large part of you likes simple projects, so it's time for another national team jersey. We've never designed anything for Belgium or Belgian clubs, it's time to change that. The Euro 2016 jersey is definitely the best concept. For comparison, the one from 2020 is the worst in their whole history in my opinion. So I started redesigning the 2016 kit, and after a short while I ended up with this design. I also changed the color of the logo, yeah, but I wanted to add something more to this design. You probably won't like that, but this is what the flag of the Brussels capital region look like, and I decided to place that motif on the jersey because nothing fits pink better than a heart. It took me a lot of time to find the perfect composition, but this is the final design. Also in the second color version, I wanted to try placing that heart motif somewhere else and design something different. So vertical stripes, that's what we're going with. You know, they just match well with their logo. So we overlay the pattern, adjust the colors, let's change the color of the sleeves, and done, we get it. Let us know in the comments what do you think of these concepts, also in the second color version. And here is a comparison of both designs. Personally, we are going with this one. And if you want to learn how to design jerseys like this, check out our course, it's pinned in the comments. Now we are moving to Dortmund. There will be one more national team jersey, but first we'll turn this jersey pink, but later we'll also create some vintage type design, so stick around till the end. Okay, this jersey is pretty simple. The creation process was quick and easy. This is how the first version turned out, but still it was more black than pink, so we added pink sleeves and then ended up making the whole jersey pink, as you can see. But all the concepts were way too boring. We wanted to make something overcomplicated in our style. So we opened our vintage mockup, placed everything necessary on it, and you know, Borussia Dortmund likes unusual concepts. Their jerseys are often very unique. We looked for a long time for some kind of starting point, you know, and we decided to highlight the Puma theme because that's their manufacturer. So baby Pumas, maybe you don't know, but they have this characteristic for pattern, and that's the motive we went with. We quickly created a similar pattern, applied the pattern all over, including the sleeves. I also changed the colors of the details, and this is how the final design looked. We also changed the yellow color to white, yeah, it looks better, but we wanted to play it around even more. So that's how the yellow, pink, black version was created, also interesting in my opinion. And here is something in between, a yellow, pink project. Let us know what you think. But I couldn't help myself and also made a classic Dortmund jersey with this motif, treated as a bonus. And one last combo for today, Erling Haaland's country, the real Vikings. I've got a great idea for one of their kits because the first concept, basically a remix of their current kits, turned out pretty bad, as you can see. I tried to make it even more pink, but it was even worse, so I started thinking, what else do people associate with the Vikings? And then it hit me. Not literally, but yeah. I put together a base for the new kit with all the logos in place, and we are gonna make a lighting themed jersey. Of course, as a follow-up to their mythology. I downloaded a few nice photos, kept them out like that. It's gonna be white and pink, yeah. You know, we are going for that vibe. So here is what the first concept looked like. It wasn't pink enough in my opinion, and maybe a bit too symmetrical. The second one was more pink, but maybe it's better without lightning on the back. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We seriously need to do an episode with jerseys inspired by mythology, Norse, Slavic and stuff like that. So if you enjoyed this episode, check out this one. Bye.